Hello, this video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. And a special hello to Gary. My name is Kurt Bell, and this is my daily good life meditation, an exercise that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's October 16th right now. I do this exercise to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone, which you can get at the link above. And if you don't see the link, there's one down in the description. I also use this time to remember the last 24 hours, including last night, to see how I did with various challenges and opportunities that I met. I plan for the coming day, and then I prepare for death. And by the way, forgive me for the poor audio. I still don't have a replacement for my Rode microphone system that was killed by the Rogue Wave on Saturday. So I'll have to speak up. All right, first last night and yesterday. Good, solid day yesterday. Yumiko and I, it was a Sunday. Yumiko and I cleaned the house. I went to the beach twice. We had long walks. We walked like double our normal walking length. I had some good meals. Yumiko made tacos at night. That was really yummy. I didn't have too many. I stopped at the right amount. Altogether, a good day. Well, there was one challenging moment. I'm suffering pain in my left hip, and although I don't know if I can excuse it for that necessarily, but we were just walking along with the dogs, and we came to a car at the side of the road, and there was dark inside the car, and there was a young man sitting in the car, maybe late 20s, and as we walked past, I heard him as I passed the car. I heard the door open, and he stood up and said, were you staring at me? He was talking to me. And I turned around, and I guess he thought I was staring at him. I didn't mean to. Maybe I was. Because a dark car with a man sitting in it. And he did have an interesting t-shirt on. Maybe I was trying to figure out what was in his shirt. Anyway, he probably did get that impression. I was probably being careless with my gaze. I said no, and then I quickly added, I didn't intend to stare, and then I quickly added on top, and then he said, well, I think you were, and then I said, well, I do apologize. I said it twice. I apologize. And he sat down, got back in his car, and he didn't look satisfied. Now, I didn't think he was going to give it up. He just got that vibe, right? So I was pleased with the way I handled it, though. If I don't sound too self-flattering, part of what this whole good life thing is about is being able to have good emotional reactions and in the moment of now, right? Preparing for my day, including the unexpected. This was quite unexpected. And as I turned, I didn't want to, as I turned back and faced forward, I didn't want to, engage him further, but I did get a look at the car. I knew which car it was, because I thought, Kurt, this doesn't feel like it's over. But again, I think I handled it well. I deflated the situation. Now, Yumiko had lagged a little bit. The dog she was with, Rudy, was taking his time. She was already, 3 or 4 car lengths behind me when that happened. And I made use of the fact, and I sped up. And as I sped up, I wanted to put a little distance between myself and Yumiko, just in case something further happened. Because we were kind of on we weren't in a desolate place by any chance, but we were on a stretch behind some condominiums where there were no direct access, big fence and shrubbery. So we were kind of on our own. So I started putting some distance between myself and then headed towards a big corner of the street. And as I did so, I thought, well, okay, prepare a script in case he comes back. And I thought real quick, and I said, I would, if he comes back and engages me, I'll do 3 things. I'll introduce myself. I'll say, my name is Kurt. And by the way, if he comes back, I'm just imagining he comes back and accosts me. Say, hi, my name is Kurt. By the way, and by way of explanation, like, what if he comes back and says, I really don't like the way you're staring at me. I'll say, oh, I understand. I'm sorry, but by the way, my name is Kurt. I've got this bad hip, and it gives me a lot of pain, and it causes me to be distracted. And maybe I was indeed staring, but it wasn't because I was looking at you. I was just, reacting to the pain, and I really didn't mean to cause any offense, and I do apologize. Something to that effect. Meanwhile, readying myself for whatever action might be necessary in case something comes about. And I wanted that distance between myself and Yumiko in case that happened. Glance back. Sure enough, there's his car. It pulls out, goes down the street, and spins a Yui. Well, here we go, right? So I sped up a little more to get myself closer to the corner of the intersection where there was more traffic, in the hopes that maybe more people might dissuade any action. I don't know where he went. He spun around. I saw him spin around, and I think he pulled into a parking lot, which is just across the way. Anyway, he didn't come. Although, so I got to the corner, and then if it seems like I was leaving Yumiko behind, in hindsight, I realized that might be perceived to be the case, but I didn't think, I was close enough. I mean, I could run back if necessary. What I was trying to do was put myself between Yumiko. I didn't want Yumiko to be involved in whatever was coming. But in hindsight, I guess I kind of left her closer to where he was. It's hard to balance everything. Anyway, so Yumiko then caught up, and then get this. So then we start crossing that big, so I'm trying to decide which route to go, right? So I wanted to be in a position to avoid in case he came further. And I decided to cross the street there's a shopping mall there, to get in that shopping mall. That would be a good idea. As we're crossing the street, I see a car similar to his coming down, which would have made a left turn right where we are. And I thought, he's in a perfect position to run us over, or me over, or whatever. It wasn't him. The car approached. I'm looking at the car. The car approaching with some other guy. That was the last. Never saw him again. We got ourselves into the shopping center, meandered our way back. And we never saw him again. Anyway, that was a little scary. A lot involved in all that, right? Did I react well? I think I reacted within reason. If I could go back and do it over again, I'm second guessing my decision to let Yumiko linger behind. But it was heat of the moment, right? Trying to think about what to do. I didn't want her. It's what you say, Kurt. I didn't want my wife to be in harm's way. But I may have inadvertently put her in harm's way, leading her closer to where the action was, where the action began. That was yesterday. Anyway, I need to move along. I do have to go to the office today, so I can't linger too long. Let's do the good life. 8 objectives, 35 principles. The 8 objectives are: to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and true opportunity, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to maintain my balance. I think I kept my balance yesterday. Although there were a couple of things that happened, I don't need to go into details, right? Definitely didn't keep my balance. It wasn't a matter of anything like that. It's just a matter of being flustered and fumbling all over myself. So I have a long way to go. Okay, as for today, 35 principles: war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, nature, pirate ride, maturity, social principle, family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, the feast, that which must be born, the feast of offal, distraction, agency and the great indifference, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, script writing, bullseye aim, uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough, the principle of fun, and being prepared. That's got to be a speed record right there. Okay, and I'm not proud of it, I'm not. As for today, big day today, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to make a presentation relative to the schedule that I'm developing for the project that I'm on, that I have a due date by the end of the month to have in place. I think we have the critical path laid out, and I look forward to talking about it with the leadership team at the agency where I'll be working today. A lot of driving, which is tough. Driving's tricky, but I think I have an approach for that too. Okay, I think that's that. Am I ready for death? Am I ready for death? Are my affairs in order? Yep. Are my relationships sound? Yes. Although my mom didn't answer her phone yesterday, so I'm probably gonna contact the police and ask them to make a welfare check today. That or drive out there if the police won't do it in a timely manner. In any case, I'm gonna find out I'm gonna make a check on my mom this afternoon, either via a welfare check or I'll drive out to see her myself, take the afternoon off from work. And then 3, is my life's work done? Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm ready to die, with the exception of I need to make sure my mom's good. That's it. I'll stop there. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.